I've seen reports out of Spain and Greece where government officials are saying big banks, just like Iceland, engineered this collapse. The EU has set it up so that Greece will fully become bankrupt and be completely absorbed into this system. And you alluded to that when you were chastising and calling Van Rompuy out on the carpet a few days ago. Here is a quick clip of that.
I sense, though, that you're competent and capable and dangerous, and I have no doubt that it's your intention to be the quiet assassin of European democracy and of the European nation states. You appear to have a loathing for the very concept of the existence of nation states. Perhaps that's because you come from Belgium, which of course is pretty much a non-country.
They're all very happy with the world they're creating, but the optimistic thing is, you know, whatever happens to Greece, you know, at some point in time, there's going to be a revolution where the Greeks fight and insist to get back their own country and their ability to run it. This stuff, tyranny, you know, it can be an awful thing. It can last for years, but in the end, all these things break up. And I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that people are waking up to this. Whatever happens to Greece, you know, at some point in time, there's going to be a revolution where the Greeks fight and insist to get back their own country.
Σκοτώνει οικονομίες χωρών, εξαθλιώνει λαούς, ώστε να έρθει μετά το Διεθνές Νομισματικό Ταμείο και η Παγκόσμια Τράπεζα για να πάρει θέλει. Ησυχάστε, θα σοκαριστείτε. Μέχρι να τα ομολογήσει αυτός όλα αυτά τα σενάρια της φαντασίας. Πάμε να το δούμε.
It's been done by economic hitmen like me. CIA agents don't call themselves spooks or spies, and they don't usually even call themselves CIA agents. They're the commercial attaché or the political attaché at a U.S. embassy or something. They get some other official title. It's not usually spy or even CIA agent. And it was the same with us. It's economic hitman is a generic term, and but it's not one that you don't put on your business card. We economic hitmen worked in many different ways, but probably the most typical way was that we would identify a country, like a third world country, that had resources that our corporations want, such as oil. And then we would arrange a huge loan. My job was to inflate the need as high as I could, make the loan as big as I could, and this was, in essence, a policy.
Among the more important undertakings for the benefit of the Saudi Arabs, wholly unconnected with oil operations, is the full-scale agricultural experiment.
We economic hitmen would go back to that country and say, look, you can't repay your loan, so do us a favor. Vote with us on the next critical United Nations vote, or send troops in support of ours to someplace in the world like Iraq, or, most importantly, sell your oil to us real cheap, or your labor pool, or some other resource. And of course, the other interesting thing is, the money, we didn't even have to get the money that we loaned the countries. We got it through the World Bank. We'd set up an organization that was there to provide the money to do this. So we didn't need to provide it. Our own government, the United States government, didn't have to provide it, except we provide some to the World Bank, so we didn't even have to put up the money. And in that way, we've managed in the last 30 or 40 years to build the world's first truly global empire, and we've done it primarily without the military.
Φτάσαν στο Εκουαδόρ.
You know, the whole theory of development lending is you borrow money from the World Bank, and but then you'll invest in this wonderful dam or adopt these wonderful policies which will promote economic growth, which will easily pay back the loan and then more, so it's a good investment. But of course, this development lending doesn't work out. Huge parts of the world have been going backwards. I mean, you can look at sub-Saharan Africa, most of Latin America. It's been 2 lost decades. People in many ways.
Πάθανε ο κόσμος 2 δεκαετίες. Το 50% του πληθυσμού στις περισσότερες χώρες από αυτές είναι πιο φτωχοί από ποτέ. Πήγαινε παρακάτω να δεις τι κάνανε. Εδώ το 79 ο Χαϊμέ Ρολντός εκλέγεται πρόεδρος του Εκουαδόρ. Σιγά σιγά λοιπόν, μόλις εκλεγεί πρόεδρος, τον επισκέφτεται ένας οικονομικός δολοφόνος και του λέει, μοιάζει με αυτό, πάει στο γραφείο του και του λέει, πήρε πρόεδρε, ακούστε, Είμαι εδώ για να συγχωρώ την εκλογή σας. Σε αυτή την τσέπη έχω μερικά εκατομμύρια για εσάς και την οικογένειά σας. Αν παίξετε το παιχνίδι μαζί μας. Και σε αυτή την τσέπη έχω ένα όπλο, με το οποίο θα σας πυροβολήσω, αν εκπληρώσετε τις προεκλογικές σας υποσχέσεις. Η απόφαση είναι δική σας. Αλλά θέλω να σας θυμίσω, θυμάστε τον Σαλβατόρ Αλιέντε, θυμάστε τον Αμπρενές, θυμάστε τον Πατρίς, θυμάστε, τι πάθανε. Και αυτοί ξέρουν. Τον είχαν πιέσει, φαινόταν ότι ήταν πιεσμένος, δεν καταλάβαινε κανείς το τελευταίο μήνες της θητείας του. Και ξαφνικά, μετά από 3 μήνες δεν συμφώνησε. Αυτή ήταν η τελευταία του ομιλία. Δεν άκουσε. Και αμέσως μετά σε 3 μήνες έπεσε το αεροπλάνο το πρωθυπουργικό. Αμέσως μετά πήγαν σε άλλη χώρα. 1964 στο Παναμά απαιτούν οι άνθρωποι να ανοίξει διόρυγα, ότι η διόρυγα είναι δικιά τους. Οι Αμερικάνοι δεν το δέχονται. Έχει ομιλίες.
The canal zone is not a colonial possession. It is not a long-term lease. It is sovereign United States territory, every bit the same as Alaska and all the states that were carved from the Louisiana Purchase.
Και ενώ έχει υποσχεθεί να δώσει τη διόρυγα στο λαό, τον πιέζουν. Το απαντάει ο πρόεδρος, θα γίνω πλούσιος, δεν με ενδιαφέρει. Θέλω να βοηθήσω τους φτωχούς στη χώρα μου. Αλλά τον πιέζουν. Αναλαμβάνει τη διόρυγα. Και μετά τον πιέζουν. Και υπογράφουν συνθήκη. Μετά από 3 μήνες έπεσε και το αεροπλάνο αυτού. Δολοφονήθηκε και αυτός.
Panamanian leader General Omar Torrijos Herrera has died. The 52-year-old strongman was killed when his Panama Air Force plane plowed into a mountainside during a pounding rain in western Panama.
Συνεχίζει.
Durante todo ese periodo fue una espada de Damocles.
Το εξωτερικό χρέος υπήρξε δαμόκλειο σπάθη μας. Υπήρξε ασταμάτως εκβιασμός από το Δούνο του και την Παγκόσμια Τράπεζα, που ήθελαν να επιβάλλουν εξαιρετικά αντιλαϊκά μέτρα. Καλή ώρα.